Welcome back, everybody, for another deep dive. This time, you guys have given us quite the collection of sources.
Yeah.
A classic business book. We got a memoir from the Nike founder himself, and even some insights from a venture capitalist. So we're going to be exploring what makes businesses succeed or fail,
Right.
and what it really takes to create something new.
It's fascinating how all these sources, they seem so different,
Yeah.
but they all kind of touch on the human element of business. Like we think about the numbers and the strategies and the technology.
Yeah.
But ultimately, it's people who are driving everything.
That's so true. And speaking of the human element, I was really struck by that story of Mr. LeBranch,
Right.
the specialist for AT&T stock on the New York Stock Exchange.
Yeah.
Like, imagine being responsible for a stock as big as AT&T,
Yeah.
especially during a market downturn.
Absolutely.
Like, that's a lot of pressure.
It really highlights the unique role that specialists played. They weren't just traders. They were entrusted with maintaining a fair and orderly market.
Right.
And sometimes that meant using their own money to stabilize prices when everyone else was selling,
Oh, wow.
which is a huge risk.
Yeah, it is a huge risk.
And shows a lot of faith in the market.
He described AT&T stock as like the sea. Calm one moment and then suddenly hit by a huge wave.
Wow.
He couldn't just rely on algorithms. He had to read the room, understand what other traders were thinking and feeling, and then react accordingly.
Exactly. I mean, it's, in a world of, increasingly complex financial systems, it's still, LeBranch's story shows us it's still at the heart of it all, human behavior is there.
Yeah.
And that understanding psychology, sentiment, even gut feelings can be just as important as analyzing data.
So I guess, what can we take away from this?
Yeah.
I think it's a powerful reminder that financial success isn't just about the numbers.
Right.
It's about understanding the people behind those numbers, their motivations, and how they react to uncertainty and risk.
Absolutely.
Which kind of makes me think of the Ford Edsel story.
Yeah.
Remember how Ford invested so much in market research? But they were asking all the wrong questions?
Yes.
They were obsessing over image and personality?
Right.
Instead of practical things like cost and safety.
Yeah, I mean, they had these personality profiles for car brands.
I know.
Like Ford was masculine, Chevrolet was older and wiser.
Buick was, I don't even
I
know.
don't even know, yeah.
I don't even want to know.
But it's funny now, but it shows this crucial point that consumers,
Yeah.
even when making big purchases like cars, aren't always rational.
Totally.
Emotions, brand image, the story a brand tells, they all have a huge impact on our choices.
Yeah. It makes you kind of wonder, what drives our own buying decisions?
Right.
Think about a time you bought something like a gadget or a piece of clothing. Was it a purely rational decision based on logic and need, or were you swayed by other factors?
I think it's important to ask ourselves that because understanding these influences of emotions and perceptions can help us be more conscious consumers and even understand market trends better.
Okay, so now for a story that takes us deep into the world of ethics and information.
Okay.
The Texas Gulf sulfur case.
Okay.
This involves the discovery of a massive ore deposit and the insider trading scandal that followed.
This case really highlights that allure and danger of insider information.
Yeah.
When a company has potentially game-changing news,
Yeah.
the temptation for individuals to profit from that knowledge is huge.
Yeah, it is.
And enormous.
So where do we draw the line between smart investing
Right.
and taking unfair advantage?
That's exactly what the courts had to figure out in this case.
Yeah.
They had to define what material information is, information that would impact an investor's decision.
It's a hard question.
It is. There are no easy answers.
No, I don't think so.
It's complex.
This case really makes you think about the responsibilities that come with having access to, privileged information.
Absolutely.
It's a reminder that ethics and integrity should always be at the forefront of business dealings.
For sure.
Now let's shift gears to a story about innovation and its unintended consequences.
Okay.
The invention of xerography by Xerox.
Yeah.
I was amazed by how much time and money went into developing this technology.
It was a long and expensive process.
It was.
And Xerox faced a lot of skepticism early on.
Totally. But eventually, they revolutionized how we work with documents.
Xerox's story is a perfect example of the challenges and rewards of bringing disruptive technology to market.
Yeah.
It takes years of research, countless setbacks, a willingness to just push through the doubt.
And even with a revolutionary invention like serography,
Yeah.
there were unintended consequences, like the rise of copyright infringement.
Oh.
Makes you wonder if you could ever really predict the full impact of a new technology.
It's the nature of innovation. It often creates unforeseen challenges and opportunities.
Yeah.
Think about the internet.
Yeah.
It was initially a tool for research and communication, but it's transformed almost every aspect of our lives.
Totally.
In ways that were impossible to predict.
So, I guess what can we learn from this? I think it's crucial to be aware that even the most groundbreaking innovations can have these unexpected ripple effects.
Yeah.
And we need to be prepared to adapt and address those effects
For sure.
as they emerge.
Absolutely.
Speaking of innovation and adaptation, let's dive into Phil Knight's memoir, Shoe Dog, which tells the story of the early days of Nike. From selling shoes out of the trunk of his car to building a global empire.
Yeah.
Knight's journey is a captivating tale of ambition, grit, and the power of a strong team.
It's a classic entrepreneurial story.
It is.
That resonates with a lot of the themes that are explored in Peter Thiel's book, 0 to 1.
One thing that stood out to me was his early partnership with Bill Bowerman,
Right.
his college track coach.
Yeah.
They had this incredible shared passion, running and innovation in footwear.
Their partnership highlights the importance of finding a co-founder who complements your skills and shares your vision.
Totally.
Bowerman was the technical genius, constantly tinkering and experimenting with shoe designs, while Knight brought the business acumen and the drive to build a brand.
They faced like constant uncertainty and financial struggles, but their belief in their product and their team ultimately led them to create one of the most recognizable brands in the world. It's a great example of how a strong team and company culture can help navigate the challenges of a startup.
Totally. And it reminds me of Thiel's emphasis on finding talented people who are passionate about solving problems.
Talk about a risk taker. Knight was constantly pushing boundaries. He traveled the globe, searching for inspiration for his shoes.
Yeah.
He faced challenges with financing.
Right.
And even had a major falling out with his original supplier, Onitsuka.
It's interesting to see how Knight embodied Thiel's concept of definite optimism. It's not about ignoring challenges, but about believing you can overcome them and create a better future.
He was also like a master of challenging conventional wisdom.
Yes, he was.
He just had this instinct for seeing opportunities where others didn't.
And that's where Thiel's idea of secrets comes in. He believes that successful companies are built on uncovering secrets, those unique insights or approaches that give them an edge.
And thinking of Thiel, I love how he encourages us to question assumptions. He's not afraid to go against the grain, like with his critique of the lean startup methodology, which emphasizes constant iteration and customer feedback.
And Thiel argues that while iteration is important,
Yeah.
it shouldn't come at the expense of having a bold vision and a plan to achieve it.
He also has this fascinating idea called the power law of distribution.
Oh, yeah.
Basically, instead of trying to be good at everything,
Right.
it's better to find one thing you're truly exceptional at and focus on that.
He uses the example of Google dominating search to illustrate this.
Right.
They didn't try to be everything to everyone.
Right.
They focused on building the best search engine in the world.
Right.
And that focus led to their immense success.
It makes you think about your own strengths.
Yeah.
And how you can apply this to your own work.
Totally.
Or even your personal life.
Yeah.
What's that one thing that you excel at? That unique skill or passion that could lead to extraordinary results if you just focused on it.
It's a powerful question.
It is.
And it ties into Thiel's broader point about challenging conventional wisdom.
Right.
And looking for opportunities where others don't see them.
He also has some thought-provoking views on the relationship between technology and human work.
He's not afraid to challenge that popular narrative that robots are going to take all our jobs.
I like that.
He thinks they will complement human capabilities rather than replace them.
He believes that the most valuable companies will be those that find ways to empower people through technology, not eliminate them.
It's a much more optimistic and empowering perspective
It is.
than the doom and gloom scenarios we hear about the future of work.
Totally. And it kind of reinforces the idea that finding meaning in our work is more important than ever.
Right.
Throughout all these stories, we see individuals driven by a desire to create something valuable,
Yeah.
to make a positive impact on the world.
Right.
Like LeBranche's dedication to maintaining a stable market,
Right.
Knight's relentless pursuit of innovation in athletic footwear, and Thiel's focus on building a better future through technology.
Yeah, they all found meaning in their work.
Yeah.
In their own unique ways.
And that's what I find so inspiring about these stories.
You do.
They remind us that business isn't just about profits and losses.
Right.
It's about human ingenuity, passion, and the pursuit of something bigger than ourselves.
Absolutely.
So what does this all mean for you?
I think these stories show us that success in business, or in any endeavor really,
Yeah.
is a complex interplay of factors.
Yeah.
It's about understanding human behavior, challenging assumptions,
Yeah.
having a bold vision, building a strong team,
Right.
and ultimately finding meaning in the work that you do.
And maybe most importantly, it's about never losing that sense of curiosity, that drive to learn, to grow,
Yeah,
and to constantly push the boundaries of what's possible.
that's a great point.
Yeah.
It all circles back to that fundamental question that Peter Thiel poses.
Which what?
What valuable company is nobody building?
That question really gets the wheels turning, doesn't it?
It does. It's a question that challenges you to look beyond the obvious, to identify those unmet needs, those unsolved problems,
Right.
those hidden opportunities that others might be missing.
Just like Phil Knight did with Nike.
Exactly.
He saw an opportunity to create better running shoes, even when the existing market seemed saturated.
Precisely. And it's not just about identifying the idea.
Huh?
It's about having the courage and the tenacity to pursue it,
Yeah.
even when faced with doubt, with skepticism, even outright opposition.
And he faced so many obstacles,
He did.
from financing woes
Yeah.
to production snafus to a major betrayal from his supplier.
But he never gave up on his vision.
He never did.
And his story reminds us that the path to success is rarely linear.
No.
It's often messy, unpredictable,
Yeah.
and full of unexpected twists and turns.
But as Thiel emphasizes, it's important to have that definite optimism,
Right.
that belief that you can find solutions, that you can overcome challenges,
Yeah.
that you can ultimately achieve your goals.
It's about embracing that mindset of possibility and resilience, knowing that setbacks are inevitable,
Yeah.
but they don't have to define your journey.
They don't.
And that brings us back to, the importance of building a strong team, which
Yeah.
we touched on a little bit earlier.
Right.
Knight didn't build Nike on his own.
Right.
He surrounded himself with, talented and passionate people who shared his vision and
Yeah.
were willing to put in the work.
His partnership with Bill Bowerman was truly something special.
Yeah.
I mean, they had this incredible synergy, this shared passion for innovation and pushing the boundaries of what was possible in athletic footwear.
Yeah.
Think about it.
Yeah.
Bowerman was literally using his wife's waffle iron
I know.
to create a prototype for the iconic waffle sole.
Yeah.
Talk about dedication.
It's a perfect example of how the right team can just elevate a company to new heights.
Totally.
Each person brings their own unique skills and perspectives,
Uh-huh.
creating something much greater than any individual could achieve alone.
And it wasn't just about technical skills.
Right.
Knight sought out people who aligned with the company's values and culture. Like, Nike's early team was a diverse group,
Yeah.
but they were united by their love of sports, their belief in the power of athletic achievement,
Right.
and their commitment to building the best possible product.
That shared purpose, it's essential
It is...
for navigating the ups and downs of building a company.
Yeah.
It helps the team stay focused, motivated, and resilient when facing inevitable challenges.
And those challenges definitely came.
Oh, yeah.
Like, remember when Knight had that major falling out with Onitsuka, his original supplier?
Yeah.
It was a huge betrayal that could have easily derailed the entire company.
It's a good reminder that even in business, relationships are so crucial.
Yeah.
Trust, loyalty, mutual respect, they're essential for long-term success.
For sure.
And it's a lesson that applies not just to partnerships,
Right.
but to building relationships with customers, employees, investors.
It's amazing how Knight turns that setback into an opportunity.
Yeah.
It forced him to take a leap of faith, strike out on his own,
Right.
and create something even better, Nike as we know it today.
It's a classic example of how constraints can breed creativity.
Yeah.
Sometimes being pushed out of your comfort zone
Right?
can lead to these unexpected breakthroughs and innovations.
Totally.
Necessity really is the mother of invention.
It also highlights the importance of adaptability, being able to pivot and adjust course when needed.
Right.
Throughout Nike's journey,
Yeah.
they constantly had to evolve and respond to new challenges and opportunities, whether it was navigating complex international trade deals or building a global brand.
And this ties back to Thiel's definite optimism.
Right.
It's about believing in your ability to solve problems
Yeah.
and create a better future even when the path forward is uncertain.
Right.
You see this in Knight's unwavering belief in the power of athletic achievement and his dedication to providing athletes with the best possible tools.
It's clear that for Knight, it was about more than just selling shoes.
Yeah.
He was driven by a deeper purpose, a belief in the transformative power of sports.
And this brings us to another key takeaway
Okay.
from these stories. The importance of finding meaning in your work.
It does fuel passion,
Yeah.
drive innovation, sustains you through inevitable challenges.
Absolutely.
You see this across all our sources.
Yeah.
Whether it was LeBranche's dedication to maintaining a stable market, Knight's pursuit of innovation in footwear, or Thiel's focus on building a better future through technology.
They were all driven by something beyond just making money.
They saw their work as a way to make a positive impact on the world.
Right.
That sense of purpose
Uh.
is what elevates work from a job to a calling,
Yeah.
a source of true fulfillment.
And that brings us back to Thiel's question.
Okay.
What valuable company is nobody building?
Right.
It's a question that can spark innovation, drive entrepreneurship,
Yeah,
and lead to the creation of something truly meaningful.
it is, and it's something we can all do.
Yeah.
Whether we're entrepreneurs, employees, or simply engaged citizens.
Absolutely. It's about identifying those unmet needs,
Uh,
those unsolved problems, those hidden opportunities that others might be missing.
could be a product, a service,
Right.
a new way of doing business.
A social movement, even.
Yeah,
It's about having the courage to see the world differently,
yeah.
to imagine possibilities that others might not.
And to take action,
Yes,
to bring those possibilities to life.
just like Phil Knight did.
Exactly.
He didn't wait for someone else to create the perfect running shoe.
He saw a need, he believed in his vision, and he took action to make it a reality.
And while not every idea will become a Nike,
Right.
the spirit of innovation and the pursuit of meaning in our work are things we can all aspire to.
So as we delve further into these stories and ideas,
Yeah.
I encourage you to reflect on your own aspirations. What problems do you see in the world that need solving?
Right?
What opportunities are being overlooked?
Yeah.
What valuable contribution can you make? And these stories kind of remind us that we all have the potential to create something new, something valuable,
Right.
something that can leave a lasting impact.
It doesn't have to be on a grand scale like starting a global company or anything.
Exactly. It could be as simple as launching a new initiative
Right.
at your current job, finding creative solutions to problems in your community, or even pursuing a passion project that brings you joy and fulfillment.
It's about tapping into that entrepreneurial spirit, that
Yeah.
drive to create, to build, to make a difference in the world, no matter how big or small.
Thiel talks about embracing that 0 to 1 mentality,
Yeah.
that belief in our ability to create something truly new and valuable, rather than just tweaking what already exists.
That's where the real excitement lies.
I think so.
Pushing past the boundaries of the known. Venturing into uncharted territory, uncovering those hidden secrets
Right.
that can unlock new possibilities.
And it requires embracing risk,
Okay.
not recklessly,
Right.
but with a calculated sense of adventure.
Yeah,
Understanding that setbacks and failures are often stepping stones
they are.
on the path to success.
Think back to Knight's early struggles.
Yeah,
With Blue Ribbon, those challenges ultimately shaped his path
right.
and led him to create something truly extraordinary.
They did.
It's about learning from those failures, adapting our approach, and never giving up on our vision.
And just as importantly,
Yeah,
it's about having the humility to recognize that we don't have all the answers.
we don't.
We need to be open to new ideas,
Yeah.
new perspectives, new ways of doing things.
Because at the end of the day,
Yeah,
the journey is just as important as the destination.
I think so.
It's about the lessons we learn along the way,
Yeah.
the people we connect with, the challenges we overcome, the growth we experience.
It's about embracing the unknown, the unpredictable,
Right.
and the exhilarating possibilities that lie ahead.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into the world of business and innovation,
Yeah.
let's leave you with that final thought-provoking question from Peter Thiel's book.
What is it?
What valuable company is nobody building?
Let that question simmer in your mind.
Yeah.
Let it spark your curiosity, ignite your imagination, and maybe even inspire you to take action.
Because who knows, you might just be the one to build that valuable company.
Yeah.
To create something truly new and meaningful.
Right.
To leave your mark on the world.
Until next time.
Yes.
Keep exploring, keep learning, and keep pushing the boundaries of what's possible.